Hello and welcome to the Kerry Garden Show. Alan Finn back with you here in Boyles of Killorglin. And I've got someone different this week. We've given Miguel the week off because we've decided to look at a different part of the garden. A part that I suppose everybody loves to really enjoy, because after all your hard work across the year, why not? There's nothing better than just to sit out and enjoy on some nice garden furniture and maybe have a barbecue. So we have come here to a beautiful section in Boyles to talk to our gardening furniture and barbecue expert, Robert. Robert, how are we doing?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff, good stuff. Listen, welcome to the show. Thanks a million for coming on and doing this. I know we don't get much, like the week has been a bit more like a January than an actual summer, but in between we have got some beautiful weather, and that means that people are going to kind of come here and look and talk about garden furniture. So what sort of stuff have you got to offer people here, to our listeners and anyone who pops into Boyles for getting the garden furniture?
We have loads of different choices here, ranging from many different price points. We have garden tables that you could sit at with your family, patio tables and benches. So there's lots you can do to decorate your garden, sit out there and enjoy the sun when it comes.
So what are the main sort of things that people kind of ask whenever they're kind of coming in? What are the main questions that people are kind of looking for? Because I know maybe it might depend on how many people and stuff like that. What are the things people ask?
People just like to firstly understand what exactly they're getting with each set, you know?
Okay.
So like this one, you get all the chairs and the table and a free cover with it.
Okay.
And then there's another one there with a parasol included as well, and some even include a base. So, you know, it's just important to get that down first. And then also how to maintain it. That's a very important aspect, because in Ireland, you know, the weather, it's not ideal sometimes.
No.
So
yeah, but I suppose a lot of the people now, there's you hear a lot more people who kind of have like covered areas, like pergolas or decking areas and stuff like that. And this is really just to kind of finish it off. So you have, it depends on what sort of size you're kind of looking for. You talked about price points, which is very important, because there is stuff here for, you know, a small little two-seater and a table that someone could just sit out or sit out the front. But there's everything up to, you know, nearly having a table of 8 over for dinner.
Yeah, many different shapes and sizes, so it could suit so many gardens. Everyone has a different garden, you know, so you need something for everyone really, and everyone has their different needs, you know. So
tell us about, so we have like ones that are kind of rattan furniture. The rattan is a really durable kind of product, really, isn't that it?
Yeah, very durable. It's really nice looking. To be honest, it's my favorite out of all of them, you know. It's very modern and sleek. That one comes with, it's a tempered glass tabletop, which means that it'd be durable in the weather conditions. We also have clear glass as well, which also is a very nice, sleek look. And then we also have ones called Duraboard, which is good in the elements as well. Okay,
so that would be the wood effect. It's like an artificial wood. Do you call it Duraboard, is it?
Yeah, it looks very nice, and it's made with 100%
recycled material.
Recycled materials.
That's it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's fantastic to know, even just from a point, because a lot of people would be worried about, you make a big purchase like these, because some of them they can be quite expensive, but depending on how well you look after them really is how long you could get. How long could you get from some of these rattan sets?
You stretch them out for a good few years. I'd say 5 years plus if you look after it right. You know, if you cover it well and you clean it well, and, you know, if you look after it when it's raining, you know, maybe you just bring it in sometimes, bring the chairs in the winter, you know, you could stretch it out for a long time. It's just about looking after it right, you know.
I can see myself having a snooze on this one. This looks so comfortable, really. It looks really, really good. But like, you know, the cushions as well too, and stuff. What's the durability of them? Are they like waterproof or?
They are, they're completely resistant, and you can also wash a lot of these ones as well in the washing machine. Okay. So that's very handy. It's good to bring them in maybe when it's kind of
really wet.
Yeah, when it's wet, obviously just to protect them. But no, they should last quite well out in the weather. Yeah.
Now, I just kind of thinking now myself, this parasol that we're actually standing under ourselves is quite a large one. Now, this covers a huge kind of area. Might do something like this. But I'd be kind of wondered, Jesus, I don't want this ending up in the neighbour's garden. So you kind of have to think about, you know, wind and stuff like that in your garden as well too, don't you?
It's a cantilever parasol, it's called. Okay. It comes with 100 kilograms weight of base, which is a lot. So
Okay.
hopefully it shouldn't move anywhere. But you just have to think about these things when you're decorating your garden with furniture,
Yeah, absolutely. But well as that, that's obviously the biggest one here. There's lots of other little smaller ones. And like, as you said, there's like the tempered glass. They're quite popular as well too, because they can be just small, compact. You put a nice little kind of 4 chairs or 6 chairs around them.
People don't want to be splashing out on thousands of euros worth of furniture. So, that's a great option to decorate your garden with a nice affordable set,
Yeah.
Still lasts a nice time, and it fits into the smaller gardens and the places that the big ones might not squeeze into.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, it's how much space you have outside as well too, really, and what you're kind of looking for to make that space. And as I'm looking around here, as you mentioned at the start as well too, it's fantastic that there are a lot of different options. Your 2-seaters, your rattan couches that have the cushions as well, and there's even a couple of recliners if you really want to take it back now, isn't it?
If you want to relax to the fullest, the recliners are the best option, I think.
You sound like a big fan.
I am. Yeah, they're lovely. They're lovely. There's nothing better than sitting out in the sun on a recliner with the garden in front of you.
And Radio Kerry on in the background, Robert, isn't that it?
The best.
And there's lots of other benches I saw as well too. I know I have had one a few years ago outside my mom and dad's house. And the egg chairs, are they still quite popular as well too?
They are, yeah, they are. That's a real luxurious one, that people love hanging in the garden with that. That's a proper nice one. It's rattan, and it has the cushions as well, which are very resistant in the weather. That one's been sitting out all summer at the moment, and it's still looking in
looking in great condition. So the glass tabletop as well, you've got the tempered glass, but there's lots of other things as well too. You can really finish off the look. Like, we have everything, because one thing about someone who's out in the garden, Robert, is those damn midges. Midges when they're getting off. So we have something here that might do that.
We have a big range of citronella candles in Boyles. So you just need to light that, and then that should release the scent off the citronella candle and deter the midgets. So hopefully that would do the job when having a nice dinner out.
There's nothing worse than you're just kind of going around.
It's the worst.
But there's some beautiful homeware sets here as well too, table mats, little kind of features as well that can really add that extra little kind of classy look outside. And of course, it's all fake. It's so again, it'll be weather resistant. It'll kind of last, and we won't need to get Miguel to come and clip it. Isn't that right? Yeah,
that's it.
Another one as well is tabletop heaters. I see that one there, just over there behind you. That's sort of another one as well we do.
Yeah, it's a heavy out thing, but we have a smaller one as well. But they are they're very handy. Yeah, you just plug it in, and it is lovely setting for the for dinners and for events and gatherings, Looks very nice.
Especially during the so-called Irish summer, which, we've had this week, 4 seasons in 1 week. It's all quite hot and also kind of cold. But the tabletop gas heaters. And you don't have any of the big ones, no, it's just that small ones you do?
We usually do, but that would take a patio gas. That's a big job.
A bigger one,
They're lovely as well.
Yeah,
We've a big range of heaters and everything. You'd need it in the weather.
No, absolutely. And even the UV light as well, like that. It's a different type of heat, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's just a nicer heat. It's not too overwhelming,
Yeah.
It's just a nice breeze at you,
Yeah, and I think you can actually kind of feel it even when there is a little bit of a breeze. It's quite good like that. So with all this, these options, fantastic options of throws and cushions and everything like that here in Boyles, I imagine there'll be a lot of people who have a lot of options. As you mentioned, price point is big. There's everything from just a simple rattan set, desk or table and chairs, right up to these exclusive ones which have got beautiful comfort and plush corner pieces. So that's great. But you know what I want to talk about now, Robert? I want to talk about food that we're going to put on the table and how we're going to cook it. So we're going to take a little bit of a step over here to the part here in the garden centre, and we're going to be right back in a second to talk about barbecues. So we've taken a few steps to the left, as they say in the time warp, and we have come to the barbecue area here in Boyles and Killorglin. Absolutely massive display of everything from your charcoals to your lighter fluids to your utensils that you'll need for barbecuing. Robert, how are you on the old barbecue? Are you a gas or charcoal man?
I'm a charcoal man at the moment. But
At the moment, okay, right.
Could be changed.
Could be changed, yeah. Listen, we spoke last year about this, so we went through the whole gas versus charcoal. And while I have a gas one myself, I do understand the tastes and the flavours that come from charcoal. But you have a fantastic selection here of options here.
We do,
in Boyles.
yeah. These barbecues come in all shapes and sizes. You know, we have Weber and we have Sahara and Outback, loads of different good brands we have on sale here. The Weber barbecues are top of the line really, and they come in loads of different prices. So, you know, there's something for everyone here.
Yeah. And of course, you've got lots of stuff in regards to, you know, how many people you're cooking for. You know, we've got everything from the massive big boy here behind me, the Sahara one, that even has a little plate in the middle. I'd say you could replace it with a pizza stone, which is another big thing. People are cooking pizzas in barbecues now. But I do want to talk about this trend and this fine thing we have here in front of us, the Kamado, because a friend of mine put me onto this before, and it really is something special. Tell me about this.
This is some piece of kit. This is top of the line really in charcoal barbecuing, you know. It has a ceramic outside.
They call it the egg, don't they?
The egg.
They call it the egg, and good reason why. There's all these kind of indentations on the outside, but that has obviously a lot to do with kind of maintaining the heat, is it?
No, this maintains the heat brilliantly, which means that you can cook for hours upon end. I think it's about 10 hours plus you can cook.
Wow.
So that means that you could be cooking your chicken and everything for a long time, which means, you know, you really get a nice cook through it.
Yeah,
you know,
because that's always the big thing. We always talk about it when we're talking about barbecuing, about how important it is for cooking chicken and how it can be salmonella is a big thing. But it is quite a heavy yolk. But talk to us about how it does actually cook and what it does, Robert.
So there's so many different options and so many different things you can play with actually while cooking. You know, it allows for it to be so experimental with your cooking. So it comes with 2 detachable grates.
Okay.
And then 2 heat deflectors as well.
Okay.
Which means that you can allow for direct and indirect cooking. So if you just take these out and you put the grates on, you can cook directly at the meat, which means that it gives it a quicker and faster.
So that'd be your steaks, your burgers, your chops, your kind of thin meat, because like that's what they be kind of direct heat that they
that's
get.
It.
Yeah.
And then when you put these on, you can cook indirectly. So you'd cook your thicker meats like chicken and turkeys, and also it offers many different baking and just
baking options as well.
Cooking.
So it turns it into, for all intents and purposes, an oven.
Literally, yeah.
Okay.
So it doubles as an oven. You could do so many things with it. So to do that, you just cook indirectly as well with it, and you get a ceramic baking stone, and you put that on it. And the possibilities are endless, really.
Wow. And as you said, if it keeps the heat for up to 10 hours, you could literally start in the morning with bacon bread, throw on a couple of meats for later on for dinner, and keep it kind of going throughout the day, lunch and dinner.
And it also has a pot holder as well, which means that if you have a cast iron pot at home, you can stick that in there, and you can have that grilling really near the lumpwood, so that it heats up nicely.
Okay.
It also has a 2-tier grilling system, which means that you can put one grate up high and then one grate down low, which means that they cook at different heats.
Yeah.
Which will, there's so many possibilities. You can sear it, you can reverse sear it.
Yeah.
You can just do so many things really with it.
God, I know it's only flipping 10:30 in the morning, but I'm bloody starving.
We'll be here all day.
It sounds amazing, and this is one of the real things. What type of, you said lump wood there? So is it wood or charcoal, or it depends?
So Kamado recommends lump wood to use for this because people say it gives off a nicer, smokier taste.
Okay.
And it also, so the charcoal would be the lump wood kind of compressed down.
Yeah.
So the lump wood is
it just a different type of compressed?
What?
It's a compressed kind of charcoal.
It's a bit more natural. They say, you know. Okay. It's really a personal preference of what to go for, but the lump wood for this it'd be the option to go for. You know, it leaves less ash as well.
Less ash as well.
So yeah, it'd be handy for the longer grilling the longer grilling sessions, you know, because you don't want too much ash down the catcher there.
Catcher there, yeah, as well too. Wow, this is something that I am so envious of. I'll take 2. I wish if I have the winning lotto numbers tonight, maybe I'll be back. Listen, Robert, thank you so much. It's great to have a new face on the show, and it's great to have the expertise that you bring as well too. So thank you so much for telling us all about this, my new favorite barbecuing that I will never ever get to use, the Kamado, and also some great ideas for turning your back garden area into luxurious, relaxing thing. Because as I said, after all that time of working hard in the garden, it's nice to sit back and appreciate it. So thank you again, Robert, for joining us here today. That's it for this week at Boyles of Killorglin. Hopefully Miguel will be back with us next week and we'll get back in the garden and get our fingers dirty. But until then, happy gardening.